Why are some companies virtually immune to employee disengagement, turnover, toxic culture, all the human resource issues that keep other companies from getting it together and kicking into high gear? Those companies just seem to attract the sharpest applicants. They keep the best talent for years, and everybody just sort of loves what they do. I want to work in a place like that. Why can't your company be like those places? Well, I spent 25 years working with some of those companies, and in this video, I'm not only going to convince you that you can be like those places, but I'm going to show you how. I'll show you why some companies just seem to have it, why it should be your #1 objective, and the exact framework that can turn your company into the place everyone wants to work in as little as 90 days. There's even a free guide to download. But hold on, just keep watching. Remember the Super Bowl ad where Betty White is playing pickup football?
Mike, come on!
She's slow, she's cranky, she keeps getting flattened, and her teammates are getting fed up.
Mike, what is your deal, man?
Oh, come on, man. You've been riding me all day.
Mike, you're playing like Betty White out there.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
Then she bites a Snickers bar, and she turns into a different person.
Baby! Eat a Snickers. Better?
Cut to the payoff line. You're not you when you're hungry. What if I told you that exact same scene is playing out in your office every single day? What if your best people, the ones you hired for their talent and drive, are playing like Betty White in the mud? They're struggling, disengaged, and missing opportunities, all because they're hungry for something. And you, as a leader, might be offering them things that will never satisfy that hunger. So what are they missing? Well, obviously, it's not a candy bar. This is the Motivational Response Index, or MRI. And when you zoom in, you'll see it has organized all the different hidden needs that determine whether people show up ready to work or more like Betty White sliding around in the mud all week. And if this reminds you of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's no accident. The needs on the Motivational Response Index follow a hierarchy too, which means if you have gaps anywhere in this framework, all the great things you do in other areas amount to nothing but the same toxic environment you had before. The genius of the Snickers ad is that even Betty couldn't tell you what she needed. Your employees are often the same. They might not be able to tell you what's missing, even on employee engagement surveys. The best employee engagement strategies don't start with another all-hands meeting or a new company-wide initiative. They start when leaders like you measure and reinforce these invisible motivators. So what are they? Let's take a closer look. The lower level needs are the things people crave when they're in survival mode. Employees in this state of living are focused on securing the basics, like food, shelter, and clothing. And that directly determines how you as a leader can motivate them. These needs include physical and emotional security, compensation, systems that are efficient and effective, adequate training so they have the skills that enable them to succeed, a workload they can sustain without exhaustion, a level of stress that's manageable, and the need to be assigned a role that fits their skills and personality. These are the basic needs the field of management was designed to provide during the Industrial Revolution. Let's look at another segment of the workforce. They have their sights set even higher. They worry less about just making ends meet. They're motivated by success. Just like Maslow predicted, they respond to psychosocial motivations. In fact, the field of leadership was developed just to address this phenomenon. These employee needs include a general vision of where things are going and how they fit in, a sense that there's upward mobility for them personally, an atmosphere free from stagnation, appreciation for who they are, not just what they do, and to be led by people they genuinely respect and admire. Now, here's perhaps the most profound development in today's workforce. For the first time in recorded history, workers today have reached the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and this changes everything about how they're motivated. No doubt you've heard people talk about the need for purpose and finding their why, but a better term is the one Maslow used, self-actualization. It's when your inner identity is fully reflected in the work you do. It's no wonder more and more people are taking a chance on leaving traditional jobs to start their own businesses. But it's also a shame, because they could get the same fulfillment working for a company if their leaders understood the 3 motivators in the significance index, which transform a job into a calling. We call these needs craft, cause, and community. Craft describes the desire to be a craftsman at certain skills. Cause describes the need to experience meaning and feel like what they do matters. And community is the need to experience a sense of belonging related to their work. Look, the old model of engagement is broken. Trying to inspire people with perks is like filling your gas tank with water. It just won't work. Your job as a leader isn't to be a cruise director, it's to be a good coach. Your call to action is this: start taking real action on employee engagement by diagnosing your team. Stop asking, what perks should we offer? And start asking, what do my people need that they aren't getting? Your employees were hired because they're capable, talented, and driven. If they're playing like Betty White, it's a sign that some of these 15 fundamental needs aren't being met. When you address the real drivers of your company culture and provide what they need, you'll be amazed at the transformation. You'll see the Betty White on your team disappear, and in their place, you'll find the high performer you hired in the first place, ready to get back in the game and win. So before you wear yourself out with the next great culture initiative, here's what you should do instead. In the description, you'll find a link where you can download a free PDF to help you start evaluating how these 15 needs are met where you work. Which ones do you think are most overlooked in your company? Let us know in the comments.